Yeah.
For the what?
For the school. The one for the house 94 is already down in Tulang.
So where is this going?
In the school in Tai. And then I also got the wood for house 94. So it's just a matter of bringing it there. So welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. So it's morning. So we just have a late just have a little late morning because we just came from travel yesterday. You know, so just came from Tagbilaran Hospital visit for Justin. So as much as we can, if we have time to sleep, we sleep. but sometimes what they call that, darling, you know, just try to sleep as much as possible. if we could.
First of all, it has to be said, I'm only the driver. Okay.
So we will have.
I thought we were going one place when we're going another. The good news is that the road is dried out, so now it's just a lot of ruts and things that we have to negotiate.
Yeah, so I have just gonna answer some questions. There's some email there. Is there a lot of foreigner or expat died alone in the Philippines?
Died alone?
Yeah, so that's the question.
Or dined alone?
Dying alone.
Dining alone?
Dying
Yes,
alone. Dying, as in died. As in died. No, died.
Well, I was just going to say that a lot of them are dining alone.
What's dining?
And then, and some of them are dying alone.
Yeah, so that's the questions of one of our subscribers.
Somebody asked that?
Yeah, is there a lot of foreigner or expat dying alone in the Philippines? So we really cannot really answer specific. You know, we really cannot answer that because, you know, we met some foreigner, but they are with their Filipina, and so far out of 1 to 10 range, 1 to 10% of foreigner that we met with their Filipina, you know, they are happily or they're still together, you know. So we cannot answer that question specifically. If
this is a case of where the negative is always what gets the attention, because that's the way of life, especially at the moment, because there's so much negativity going on that it can be hard to get up in the morning and be positive. You have to spend a little bit of time being grateful for what you have,
yeah,
which we try to do. We have a lot to be grateful for, and a lot of negativity and stress that we can do without. To answer the question on Alfred, I don't know what it is about Alfred. Alfred attracts a lot of attention, and yet so much of it is negative. People, I think the reason for the negativity is that, first of all, there are people that enjoy that. That's their scene, is to be negative. And there are people that just browse around and find any channel that they just look at. They watch a tiny bit of the video, and then they make a giant assumption, which is normally and then negative. And the recent it's actually from about 2 or 3 years ago, but the video that we posted of Alfred and the young girl that he supported, he actually was doing a kind thing. He helped her with groceries and stuff like that.
School allowance
and school.
You know, some cell
and he
phone.
did a good thing, and all because he wished her happy birthday in the church. You know, if you're gonna pull something nasty, you don't do it in front of an audience of a congregation in a church service. But anyway, that was a very awkward moment, and people looked at that, and then they're so busy yelling all the negative stuff and running off and call the police, and it was just all such nonsense. And no matter how I tried to say that we would just delete the nasty things, I really get to a point.
I think mostly the one who says the negative is the one that didn't follow, you know, just
Didn't
okay,
what?
they didn't follow the story. You know, it's
Well,
only
they didn't follow. They
Yeah.
didn't follow the story. But not only did they not follow the story, they didn't watch the video.
Yeah.
And there are people, surprisingly, these are people without a life, I have to say. And they, let me speak, please. And what happens is that they look at part of the video and they look for the bit that they can complain about, and that's as far as they get into the video, just like a few minutes, and then they're gone with the complaint on their lips. And that is true,
No,
isn't
the
it?
question. We're already far on the topic.
Oh, you don't mind if I speak again, do you?
No.
We're far on the topic,
The
but
topic
we're
is,
also far on the negative comments still coming in.
It's part of. It's
Which,
part.
as I answer the comments, it's putting ears on me. Okay?
It's part of the social media.
Oh,
Just-
you're so
just need-
philosophical now, but
it's
when
just-
you're spitting bullets, when you're watching these things, you're not so philosophical. She's saying, oh, it's part of the media, you know. And you should see her when she's rearing up doing her Lady Dragon, when I say to her, is this, if it's Visayan, I hold the phone up to her and I say, is this negative or whatever? And then she's not so philosophical. Anyway, over to you, my dear.
Yeah.
What?
So the question, the really topic on this video is there a lot of foreigner dying alone in the Philippines? That's the question that you need to answer. You know, so I think
How can we answer that?
Yeah, that's why we cannot answer on that. But there's a lot of foreigner. There's a lot of foreigner coming to the Philippines to find their second chances. And some of them find happiness. And that's what we saw mostly on some of our friends that came and visited us. They find their Filipina and happily living together. And sometimes they brought their some of them brought their Filipina to other countries. So that's the questions.
Well, that would be another question, wouldn't it? Does that work?
Yeah.
Does it work to take your home-loving, family-bonded Filipina to another country? And I kind of swing on the side of no. I don't think that that's a great idea, personally.
No, darling, on the side of the Filipina, I think it worked.
I don't think it works.
No, I think on some foreigner mindset, because remember there are some foreigner that don't want to bring their Filipina to other country
Yeah, because
they're
that's their
scared.
opinion.
No, remember I heard some of your friends that visiting. Some of them are there are some of them that don't want to bring their Filipina, or in some online topic. Some of them don't want to bring their Filipina because they're scared that their Filipina might get another foreigner, right? Younger.
Well, they'll become materialistic,
No,
because Filipinas, despite what may be said by many, Filipinas are not. Are you even pointing?
Yes,
that
I'm
camera,
pointing on you.
They're not that materialistic because they come from poor beginnings. I'm not saying that from altitude, by the way. I come from poor beginnings myself. So if they go to another country where, if they go to America, say, they go to America, they will get a job and they'll earn what for them is a lot of money. But actually, as soon as they start to work out what it's going to cost them just to go to that job, maybe to have a car and pay gas and all of those things, they realize that America, as we're talking about America, may not be the paradise that they think. Honey, you're waving that camera around like it's a magic wand, but I don't, am I even in the picture?
You are in the picture, darling.
I don't- how-
You know that we
how
are
can
in
you tell?
bubbling.
How can you tell?
It's
you
wide. It's 16
Right,
wet.
it's pointing out the front of the windshield at the moment.
Darling, look at it's very big.
Yeah, you don't have to put it up my nose.
No,
It's not a
darling, we
swab
need
test.
to go back to the original question. Is there foreigner?
Well, we've already said
Oh my
that we
God,
can't
I'm so
answer that
happy. Look
question.
at that. Thank you and subscribe.
we're
God
not-
bless. Bye-bye.